Gamers, we're back. New streak, new me. Same sweater, though. Same sweater. Anyone else hate wearing sweaters in the wintertime? Because then you got to figure out how to wash this particular sweater. I already ruined a sweater this year that I'm a big... I've really upped my laundry game in the past 2 years. I will separate the laundry as necessary to do 2 different cycles, or more than 2 as needed. I will also hang dry the clothes that not even just need to be hang dried or they'll be ruined, but benefit the most from being hang dried, which is probably like most of them. But to be honest, we're not hang drying the t-shirts and the socks and the underwear and stuff. That's just that's to go even further beyond. But I ruined the sweater this year, putting it in the washing machine and then finding out that it was one of those sweaters you can't put in the washing machine. I was wondering, because it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, even though I was hanging it up to dry. And I was like, I wonder what's happening here. Maybe I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I realized it was a no machine wash sweater. So I made 2 mistakes. The first mistake was putting it in the washing machine. The second mistake was I wouldn't have bought it in the first place, even though it was a nice sweater. I would not have purchased it in the first place if I knew that it was one of those sweaters that can't go into the washing machine, because I'll just get a slightly less nice sweater that can go in the washing machine, to be honest. Life's too short to be dropping the sweater off at the dry cleaners, or I don't even know, like hand washing it in a tub or something. I'm not at that level yet. But like even this one, I'm enjoying it today, but I know I'm gonna have to read that tag. But this one says dry clean only. Well, I mean, it's probably the last time I wear it this season. Let's put it that way. I don't know what it's made of. Probably, if I had the wool, is probably a safe bet, I guess. But it's not the same kind of wool, because this one has made it through the washing machine a couple times. But I got PTSD. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. Bomb for a key, no thanks. I'm feeling good. I mean, you can still see the God rays a little bit, but the sun has moved position slightly. Feeling like it's been a solid day. Even though we lost the last run, at least we lost the last run on an interesting run. It certainly was not a sort of, like, we didn't just take too much damage over time. I mean, inevitably, that's the end cause of death, like on any Isaac run, but we basically we had a run where certain rooms were just really, really, really hard to deal with, and other rooms were insanely easy to deal with. It was interesting in that regard. Regardless, not to do an accidental segue there, this one feels a little bit more classic so far, because this is really good. This is expensive from an HP standpoint, but probably worth it. I don't think I could do that yet. There's a temptation there. I wouldn't dispute that there's a temptation there. I personally feel that's a little bit too much HP to be given away on the first floor. And also, I forgot how the W of Babylon even works. I thought maybe we'd have to be on a half heart. Isn't it Eve who can do it on a full heart, and then everybody else needs a half heart? Something like that. Our item room is down there the whole time. Either way, this is feeling much more, dare I say, like a 10-year-old Isaac run at this point. Second floor, deal with the devil. First and second floor, deal with the devil. Lots of damage, low HP. Like, I'm feeling like I'm in my comfort zone, bro. Red stew is also very nice. Could be nice for dinner tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. I tell you, I got a whole, oh my god. I got a whole rigmarole planned. For after basically like right after I finish this video, depending on how long it takes, I'm gonna go pick up my kid from school. And then on the way home, my mom's birthday's coming up. I'm gonna stop. They just moved to Vancouver, which I'm gonna call the big city, because they were coming from a city that was a lot smaller. I'm gonna pick up my mom like a gift set of cool teas from a place that I found by Googling best place to buy tea in Vancouver. So I don't know, maybe I'll get her like a sampler pack of like a bunch of different teas, see what she likes. Maybe get her like a cool mug or something like that as well. I'm sure she's got her own mugs, but you know, it's partly for the mug, it's partly because, you know, it's the thought that counts. And then, not to be, they're calling him the greatest man of all time. Why not loop that in, and maybe while you're out at the tea shop, get your wife, who also happens to like tea, something nice. And then it's like, I mean, you look like son of the year and husband of the year, all at the same time. Father of the year, probably not, because I'm sure after a long day at school, the last thing my kid wants to do is go to an exotic tea shop. But we'll play the Wiggles in the car or something. She'll be chilling. So listen, somebody's got to make a sacrifice for this to work. And I can't leave her at home. She'd spoil the surprise. So I got a whole song and dance. But it is ticking me off because I don't know if anybody else grew up like this, but I grew up in a family and thus have internalized the beliefs of this family that if you ever have the chance to do anything, you should always do it when there's the least crowds possible and the least traffic possible. Like my parents will, and they come by it honestly, like this is not me judging them for this, but there might be something that they want to do. But if they can't do it at the time where they think there won't be a lot of people there, they will just choose not to do it. Like for example, let's say they wanted to go eat at a big ramen restaurant in Vancouver that oftentimes has a long line. They might be like, what are the chances we could make it to the place by 5? And if I say, it might be like 6:45 instead, that could be like a 20-minute wait in line, plus the traffic from like rush hour on the way. They might be like, I don't think it's worth it, bro. Speaking of worth it, look at that. Holy cow. Plus we got Dark Bomb. We're way more survivable now. And I'm almost exactly the same way. Or at least my natural impulse. I think because obviously these people are my family. I grew up with the natural impulse that's like, oh, if I have to go someplace, I'm not gonna go at like 4:30. That's gonna be when all the traffic is. But today I'm gonna go at 4:30. Which should just let you know how much I love my mom and my wife. And I was gonna say not in that order, but then I was like, wait, that has a negative implication too. So I'm just gonna leave it up in the air and say that I love them both the most that anyone has ever loved anybody. Don't pit my goats against each other. How about that? See, you're trying to get me in trouble, bro. Nah, I've got a natural impulse to keep talking one sentence too long. I acknowledge that within myself. I've been trying to do, I don't know if any other spouses out there will be able to relate to this. I've been trying to do like nice little thoughtful trinkets for my wife. Not because I think I need to, but because I think it's a nice thing to do. The problem is I'm in this mindset right now. I've gotten her, like a couple desserts that she likes. Occasionally, like, some drinks that she likes and stuff like that. Now we're gonna go get some tea. But I'm running into the problem where I think my wife just doesn't have that big of an appetite. I feel like thoughtful gifts for a fellow like me are easy enough. Like if you came home from running an errand and you were like, I have like a vitamin water zero and like a small order of onion rings from A&W, I would be like, this is the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. It's harder when we're not talking about food, because food is like the greatest gift, in my opinion. It's the greatest gift to give someone because you can't hoard it. There is a secret room. I've decided I don't care because my run's too powerful. If you buy someone a lot of gifts, especially like a lot of small stuff, eventually they're gonna run out of space, especially these days. People are not really living in these like palatial estates, right? So eventually they're gonna have one drawer that's just full of trinkets. But food is great because like you get the gift and then you eat it and it's gone, but the feeling remains. So I gotta come up with something else, man. Or just start buying like really, really, really small foods. Like, are there any foods out there that have like the caloric density of like a uranium pellet or something like that? I gotta figure this out, man. The tea's gonna be a hit though, I can tell. Give me this. take a torn photo. I mean, this is sorry, I'm happy with the way things are right now. I think that's actually not necessary for us. This is a beautiful run, though. I can't deny it. Dude, we might speed run this one. Necropolis 1 at 9 minutes. This, can I say, not to get your hopes up and then dash them later. But it could happen. But also, this is a beautiful candidate for boss rush. Because we already have piercing shots, we already have good damage. Those are like the two things that I would love to have to say, yeah, boss rush is like in the cards for us on this one. Huge. Not to mention a lot of defense from Dark Bum. I have no idea what this does. And one day we're gonna have to stop saying that. Like we're now past the point that the Isaac videos existing as a novelty again. People are gonna start rightfully being like, NL, you need to look up some of the mechanics if you're gonna keep playing this. Younger me? Well, Mugenics comes out soon anyway, so don't get your hopes up. Older me? Yeah, you know what? That would probably be good. Maybe I will, actually. I don't know. At some point, I could at least turn internal item descriptions on, I suppose, but... Eugenics does come out pretty soon as well. Slay the Spire 2, on top of that, I was going to say Tutua. I do also know, I mean, I've been a proponent of there being a game drought for a while here. Like, basically from like Q3 of last year into the present moment. And my evidence for that is that everybody that I watch on Twitch is playing games that came out somewhere between 25 and 2 years ago, and nothing that came out recently. I do want to say, I think there's been a lot of great games, but not that much that's been in my wheelhouse as a streamer. We've been low on 10 out of 10 and 9 out of 10 roguelikes, with the notable but marked exception of Hades 2, which is just not my cup of tea, to be honest with you. And we're like perfused with 6 out of 10 roguelikes, which is fine for variety, but it's been a while since I had like a roguelike that really felt like I was gearing to sink my teeth into it. Now, that being said, even I'm, despite my dour disposition towards the state of, you know, recent Steam releases in particular, even I'm thinking that we're coming out of the drought a little bit. I have no idea if Mugenics is going to be good or not, but I'm at least interested in finding out. Reroll that. Devastating. Reroll it one more time. Sure, why not? Slay the Spire 2, of course. I have faith. I don't have any idea whether it'll be good or not, but Slay the Spire 1 might legit be like my favorite video game ever made, so I have faith. I also think that one's gonna be fun to stream for a little while and then suck to stream forever, but I hope to ride the wave when it comes out. Because Slay the Spire, and other people have made it work, don't get me wrong, but I find it frustrating to stream because it's just like, I'm not bantering at all, and every single, which is something I'm actually good at, and then every single message in chat is just like, why did you make this decision? You should have done this instead. But it's the way of the world, man. It's the way of the world. It's like, I can't be out here yelling at the clouds because it's raining, you know? You just pack an umbrella instead. Or trick yourself in being like, I actually like the feeling of the rain falling on my face. I actually think it's awesome. You ever go out, like maybe you're taking your trash out at night or something like that in the rain, and you don't have any covering, like you didn't dress properly for it because you're like, oh, whatever, I'm just taking the trash out, and then you try not to hunch when you walk? Something about the rain sends like a subliminal message to me to walk in a hunched position if I'm not covered. I have to actively be like, you should walk like you own the place, bro. And then it doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. Like it feels like I'm making a controversial statement to stand up while walking in the rain without a jacket on. But I also might be just overthinking it now that I hear it back. Anyway, but also new Mario Tennis, bro. Now, take it from someone that played a lot of Mario Power Tennis on the Switch and a lot of Mario Golf on the Switch. I have a sneaking suspicion that in all likelihood, it's going to follow the Nintendo modern sports game formula, which is they screw it up a little bit. Like they just try to do like a little bit too much to try to reinvent the wheel. But I mean, until you get to that point, it's usually kind of swag. Until you get to the point where every single person you face online is running Bowser Jr. and hitting like Carlos Alcaraz style, absolutely unhittable shots. Like, it can be pretty fun. But what I mean by that, and for the most part, I am a Nintendo respecter for sure, don't get me wrong. But I think back to the Mario Golf game, where what I wanted, and perhaps this is a problem with expectations, but I loved the Mario Golf Game Boy Color game that was made by Camelot Software. It was an RPG, so you would level up your golf stats throughout the story, and there would be little challenges that were optional, like you would have an approach challenge, and if you succeeded on the approach challenge, you'd get some XP that you could then use to level up your character. And I was like, this is a really cool, like, because sometimes sports games suffer from the fact that you're kind of like max stats to begin with, especially arcade sports games. It was a really cool kind of like progression meets like pure golf gameplay. It was a melange, if you will. That's kind of what I wanted from the Switch version. And what it was instead is it was like, what if we made golf with power-ups, but also instead of your swing being the only thing that matters, another thing that matters is like how fast you get to your ball. And I was like, I don't know, man. I think part of it is age too, if I'm being honest. I do find myself falling into that trap of like, whenever I play something new and they try to do something new, I'm like, well, they should have just done it the old way, because that's the way that I like better. But if I may, a lot of the new ways, specifically in these Nintendo arcade games, are not that good. I don't think you'll have too many people out here defending the new Mario Golf versus the Camelot Software Mario Golf. Because that one's a certified classic. So just because old thing is not always better, that doesn't by definition mean new thing is always better as well. It's always newer. That we can agree on. Brother, I think this is a run to say thanks, Mr. Skeletal. Donate as much money as you can. Raise your luck stat maybe a little bit and keep moving forward. I mean, I haven't been hit in like 4 floors, man. I've had I don't know if I've been hit the whole run, if I'm being honest. I feel like I've had perfection since the very start of the game. That one almost got me though. That would have been devastating because I got used to this level of damage. But that being said, A, they might make it work, and B, I mean, I'll check it out. I like tennis. I like tennis. I know online's gonna tick me off because the Switch sports games actually, like the actual Nintendo Switch Sports, the one with the bowling and the soccer and the volleyball and the badminton, that one is fun to play online because it's more casual. Every other Nintendo game, I always assume that online is going to be casual because these are games that are aimed at a general audience, and then I remember the types of people that are like playing a lot of Nintendo games are not casual gamers, bro. They're Twitch streamers. Devastating. I hate to do it, man. Listen, I thought about taking Mom's Perfume. It is a Tears upgrade, but they gotta give you something a little more than Mom's Perfume to convince you to do the whole boss rush. I didn't need to see a 10 out of 10 item, but I think I needed to see at least an 8. And maybe Mom's Perfume is an 8, in which case I need to see at least a 9, okay? I'll keep changing the rules until it's cogent. Anyway, yeah, exciting, bro, exciting. Great run. I couldn't have asked for a better Isaac run. I don't think that Isaac is in any danger of like not getting played in the next like couple of weeks at a minimum. It's not because of a Disney cruise necessarily. It's because of the fact that I don't really remember when Mugenics comes out. I think it might come out. It's sometime in February, and today's already the 4th, bro. So with a month like this, I mean, we're already like 16% of the way through. Quick maths. So I don't know, and I don't know if that's a stream game, a YouTube game. It's kind of like, all I know about it is just kind of like Into the Breach meets Slime Rancher or something like that, which is I mean, that's good enough for me to at least be interested. And that's all I got to say about that. You know what I just realized? I'm being heartbroken live on stream. My favorite way to play Slay the Spire is my cell phone. If Slay the Spire 1 is anything to go by, there might not be a cell phone version at launch, at least on Android. Oh. No, man. What am I gonna do on the toilet? Poop? What, like a medieval peasant or something? Bro, I could be putting claws out there with the defect. Those of you out here who are, you know, maybe a little bit on the newer side to Slay the Spire, or the more recent side to Slay the Spire, you may not know it took like a few years, I think, for an Android version to come out. Which was crazy to me, and I'm not saying that they were being lazy. Don't print that I said that they were being lazy. But I thought that it was going to be an easy port because of the fact that, like, Android's based on Java, and then, like, the game was built in libgdx, which is like a Java. Anyway, long story, I'm getting myself in trouble because I know just enough about what I'm talking about to sound like I know what I'm talking about when I really don't, but perhaps there's other reasons that a port could be slow. I don't know. It's like business and technology meeting together. It's like a television show they would put on at the airport. Business and technology, bro. Again, I'm just going to use it. I don't know what it does. Apparently, it's the Bible. The devil's in the Bible now? Okay, buddy. These remakes and franchise IPs have gone too far. Post-credits Bible scene type stuff. Yeah, why not? And you might say, what about this game? What about that game? I'm going to be honest with you. I think those are like the only games I know that are coming out. Maybe like all... And at some point, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out. I don't really care that much. I may or may not play it, but I know that it exists. I don't know if I know that any other video game is coming out. This sounds crazy. I'm genuinely like racking my brain. You got Mugenics, you got Slay the Spire 2. Mario Tennis, and of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. Is there anything else? They were making a new Elder Scrolls, right? Weren't they? They teased it, and then they were like, it'll be out by 2030 or something like that. This is why I felt like Misha. Oh no, dude, the new Tomodachi Life! I'm gonna be all about the new Tomodachi Life for like half a stream, probably. That's the game where you make your friends in the game. Huge. And then, like, they have drama together, right? Or with each other. Like, you make your friends in the game, and then they like, narc on each other. One second, I gotta get some water. I'll be right back. Yuck. I'm back, y'all. Sorry, a little post-nasal drip. Dr. Robbie would never. Anyway... When I said they narc on each other, what I mean is, like, don't you make your friends and then, like, you go over to their house and then Chibley's like, Corey stole my azalea bushes. And you have to, like, mediate on that. I feel like I'm the type of beast that could get into some nonsense like that. It's basically like RimWorld without the gameplay, which is the part that is holding me back because I'm not good at RimWorld. Emerging gameplay, yeah, exactly. I said it as if I read it in chat, but I did read it in the chat in my mind. If you imagine that all the chatter going on in your brain is actually chatters going off in your brain, then isn't getting an idea from your brain just getting an idea from chat? Interesting. The philosophy of Twitch, coming this summer to the University of Phoenix online. You should grab that. Yeah, you might be hungry later. Oh. Radical take. Restaurants should just bring the takeaway box to the table when they bring the food. Sorry, I'm just trying to stoke some conversation. I actually don't care if they do this or not. I just thought it might make some people riled up enough to leave their opinion. Also, can I say something? I used to think it would be awesome if you could just order all your food on the iPad on the table and then pay on the iPad and never have to interact with another human being. I've since rescinded that take. Interacting with another human being is a fun part of going out to eat at a restaurant, but trying to get a server's attention, still annoying, because we've made it impossible to feel good about holding up your hand and going, excuse me. What we need to do is, well, inevitably, like, if you need some help, you just find yourself, like, craning your neck over and over, like, hoping, and you never know, like, I don't know if you guys find yourself in the same position. I always want to find the exact server that served me to make sure that my comment is going to the right person that can help me. Then sometimes, obviously, they're dealing with other tables, and, like, somebody else walks over, and I'm like, I don't know if this is your purview. I don't know if this is your department. I might be hitting, you know, someone who's bussing tables with a server problem, or I might be hitting a server with a bussing tables problem. I don't know. But this is why the Korean restaurant tech of just having that little doorbell button on the table is the best of both worlds. The perfect marriage of humanity and technology. You press a button that goes doo-doo, and then it inevitably, I have to imagine, lights up your table number in a place where staff can see it, and then someone comes over to your table as soon as possible and goes, what do you need? And then you go, oh, we need forks. You didn't bring any forks. And then they go, our bad, here's some forks. That's the dream. It's not like the iPad would help you out in that situation anyway. It's not like there's gonna be a I need forks button. You'd have to find something that says, like, you know, send help. Please come to the table anyway. Now, I've done the pay via, like, QR code thing before. I don't like it. The QR code menu, a lot of people have strong opinions. I do like the feel of a paper menu, but I would never, like, not eat at a restaurant because of a QR code menu. But I will admit, the only place I'll tolerate paying by QR code is, like, at an airport restaurant, which is where they seem to be for the most part. So, like, no harm, no foul. Because in that situation, you really need to be able to, like, if they're taking too long to bring the bill, you need to be able to get to the gate so you don't miss your flight home. Otherwise, I would much rather you just bring the point of sale and I'll tap my credit card instead of, like, am I really gonna, I had, you know, chilaquiles at the airport and now I'm typing all of my credit card data into this web field. You know what'll really throw you for a loop on the realm of, like, Google Pay, Apple Pay stuff? I'm assuming this is not just a Vancouver thing, but we have an app here called Pay by Phone, and it's what you use to pay for parking on some private parking lots, but also city parking meters. Works like a charm most of the time, fairly convenient, and I mean, it's more convenient than using a meter as well, because you can, like, re-up from the app. So that app I don't have any beef with, except sometimes you'll open Pay by Phone and you'll go to pay and it'll say Google Pay is not accepted at this location. Google Pay is an invalid payment option at this location. The accepted payment options are Visa and MasterCard. And I'm like, but the Google Pay has my Visa. Why do I have to manually type in my credit card information at this specific place when it's already in the thing? It's just using Google Play. Unless, I actually didn't think about this. Is it possible that Google is using, they're taking a 30% cut because it's using a Google server? I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know. I don't have an answer, but that's what happens on Kindle. If you use the Kindle app on your phone and you're like, this book looks nice, let's buy it. They go, you can't buy this on your phone because Google wants 30% of it. Go get your Kindle. And I go, oh, man. I just wanted to read Demon Copperfield, and now I'm embroiled in, like, a measuring contest with two tech CEOs, man. Just let me get my book, bro. It's not that serious. Did I call it Demon Copperfield? I think it's called Demon Copperhead. My bad, y'all. I actually bought it on my Kindle, but I haven't started reading it yet. Too busy watching Night Bitch. Which is 99 minutes long, just so you know. Easy to remember because it's the Wayne Gretzky number. Or also the number of nights in that Xbox 360 game, right? 99 nights, maybe? That's a lot, bro. That's all of Q1 spoken for right there. No thanks. I got big plans in March. Slay the Spire 2 comes out. Why are the wheels coming off the... No, I'm being stupid. The wheels are not coming off the run. The run is still incredible. It's just bosses are not dying instantly, and I'm getting lazy. Okay, now that I've taken accountability, it seems like I can get myself out of this. Nope, the wheels have come off. How are you alive? Did I somehow make the run worse with mucormycosis? Like, I feel like... Nah, they're taking a lot. I think we just ran into 2 rooms where enemies had a lot of HP. Isn't it so crazy the biggest mountain in Antarctica is called Mons Pubis? When are they gonna add Mons Pubis to Isaac, bro? Could be like a... It could be a speed downgrade or something, I don't know. Depends on how you're doing it. Just give me a second here. Yeah, there's vomit on her sweater already. Mom spaghetti type stuff. I'm ready for this one to be over, bro. I gotta get to the tea shop. Oh, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. That's okay. This is actually good, because after we do this room, we'll have a reroll charge, which we already do, to go back to the starting room and reroll those 4 items, at which point we will get an incredible item, if any still exist in the game that we have yet to get. Also very nice. Can you believe that? At first I was mad that he didn't pay out with a spirit heart. Bro had 2 spirit hearts waiting for me. That's like one of those Facebook clickbaits that's like, he got annoyed that he didn't get 2 hearts. Or, I've screwed it up already. Long story short, I think the doctor was his mom or something, and then, or maybe his doctor was Albert Einstein and everyone clapped. I can't remember. Get out of here, man. You know what's crazy is that if you're watching this, you're probably in a post-Super Bowl 2026 world, bro. You're living in a world where Drake May is a Super Bowl champion with... I'm trying to think of anybody else on the New England Patriots. And Tom Brady is a Super Bowl MVP. That's a crazy world, man. They didn't think TB12 could do it. I always have faith in him, bro. Thanks for the HP up. I don't think it takes 3 puberties to reach adulthood, bro. It does. You need 1 to reach adulthood, then you need a second one to make your voice go higher pitched. At least that's the way it happened to me. I have a higher pitched voice than I did when I was in the 8th grade. I don't really understand the reasons for this. Obviously something hormonal going on there. Body's got all sorts of weird mechanisms. They're kind of like percolating at all times. I mean, sometimes people will try to freak you out a little bit and be like, isn't it weird that you're like literally making poop out of food as we speak? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little bit weird, despite being obviously normal as well. Weird things can be normal. What's weirder to me is the fact that like everything in our body functions based on like chemical signals from like large compounds that just like what do you mean my brain is running on sodium and potassium right now? How did it learn how to do that, bro? That would be like if one day like my car was like, guess what, I'm running on air. Yeah, there was a lot of air in the environment, so I figured I would just start using that instead of gas. Like, bro, you're a legend. How did you do that? Because like sodium and potassium don't just do that like on their own. You're using that to generate electricity, bro. You're like, we all got like 1 billion Ben Franklins inside of our heads. That's crazy. And then like the composition of hormones within your body can influence stuff like your bone density and stuff. That's crazy. Human body kind of wild, man. I don't know if anybody's ever made this observation before. Poop is like the least amazing thing that it makes, and even that can still boggle your mind sometimes. Take it from a guy with Campanella. I mean, that's a UFO 50 game. Campolo back there and Salmonella. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. Later.